definitely just a grizzly bear.
Got a little hole in the door.
What's gonna attack us?
Someone in there?
Echoes call from hollow halls, a voice that creeps and softly crawls. Time stands still, the air is.
Madison Blagden is a familiar face to many in the long-distance hiking community. Her YouTube channel, where she documents through hikes with honest, introspective vlogs, has earned a loyal following. But in one particular video, things take a more intense turn when she finds herself way too close to something that no hiker ever wants to encounter without warning. Madison wakes up at her campsite, tucked away deep in the Montana wilderness. It had rained the night before, but the skies had cleared by morning.
If I had just gotten up at the normal time, which I had alarms set, I got up. It did rain at some point, and it rained in like the early morning. So if I had been walking at like 4:30 or 5, it probably would have been raining, and it's not raining currently. But last night, it's like I laid down, it was maybe 9. Obviously it's like first night camp down in grizzly country, so I was a little there was like deer around this site. I mean, I could tell immediately hearing them running around that it was deer, so I wasn't like super worried, but maybe a little antsy. I remember laying up around midnight for a while, just kind of listening to things, because it was very quiet here, which is always like the frickin' worst. And yeah, I feel currently, my head feels good. I feel like kind of refreshed. Yeah, I needed that. It was hard to come back from the fact that like with driving and finishing the PCT and getting out here, and yeah, like I didn't sleep. Like I was awake in like all of the driving that we were doing, and then running around doing errands, and then like doing a 40 and a 40 and yesterday was like basically a 35, which isn't too bad. But so I'll still be starting almost an hour earlier than yesterday, and I'm really just trying to do like somewhere between 35 and 40. I really probably only have to do, if my calculations last night were correct, I only have to do like, yeah, like 35, 36, and it'll be a shorter day into Lincoln, and I'll still average 34 for the section. But yeah, I'm like mostly packed up right now. I'm just about to finish it off. But yeah, I slept in, and I have no regrets. I feel, God, I needed that so bad.
After pushing hard the previous few days, covering 40 miles back to back, she decided to sleep in a bit, and it was well-needed rest. It's her first night camping alone in grizzly country, and despite her experience, the eerie silence around the tent left her on edge. There were deer near her camp, which she could identify from the sounds, but she was still understandably alert. Still, by sunrise, she's feeling good, refreshed, packed up, and ready for the day's miles ahead. As she walks, she talks through her memories of the previous year's hike. The trail, like most of her commentary, is nostalgic, reflective, and quietly humorous.
Absolutely brutal way to start the day. It rained, everything's wet, it's so overgrown. I mean, it's fine. Obviously it's fine, but my legs and shoes and socks are wet already. Not as bad as if I forded a river, but pretty wet. And I mean, it was like this. It's going to be like this if I had to make a little guess. But what can you do? This morning, I am traveling down memory lane, recalling the first week of the CDT last year, 2024. Incredible memories, dude. See how out of breath I get. Dude, if you don't follow 9 Lives or Kelly Hayes on YouTube, you probably should. And you should go and watch her CDT vlogs from last year. We hiked together for the first like 2,000 miles. So it's funny, I haven't, obviously we were on trail. We were living that experience. And I always said to her, yo, when I go home, I'm combating post-trail depression by watching, you know, our entire through hike on YouTube. But when I did go home after the CDT last year, I was only off trail for like 6 weeks before I started this on January 1st. So I'll actually probably wind up watching that after this, but just a blast. I mean, we started with a massive group of friends who had all met on other long trails, and like, probably not necessarily the best thing because you all have like different speeds and styles, and we'd never all hiked together. We were just like friends.
But the tone of the video changes sharply when she suddenly begins recounting something that had just happened moments earlier. While making her way down an overgrown part of the trail, talking to herself to alert nearby wildlife of her presence, Madison hears a sound that immediately stops her in her tracks.
Dear God, people. Dear God, help me. I'm filming this now while I'm still freaking out. Okay. Did I see the bear? No. But was there definitely just a grizzly bear just off the trail? Definitely less than 50 feet away? Yeah. I don't know. It was making tons of noise. Like, I didn't notice until I think I was talking to myself because this is all really overgrown. Now I'm so paranoid. It's all so overgrown. I've just been talking to myself like nonstop. And then it was like super loud scratching on a tree just off trail. Like the noise was huge. It was kind of undeniable what it was. And then it's like I had to, the thing was like less than 50 feet away for sure, but the tree was a little up to my right. So, now I'm going through this. But because of that, I had to get closer to pass. But I feel like you want to go past, you don't want to linger around and piss them off. And it just started scratching the thing even more. And then I think it was like, it made some kind of a noise. And I just kept going by, like walked by pretty fast, obviously not too fast, but
Just off the trail, no more than 50 feet away, comes a loud scratching on a tree. The volume and proximity of the noise tell her immediately, this isn't a deer or elk, it's a bear, a grizzly. She doesn't actually see the animal, but the sound is unmistakable. It is also followed by what sounds like a vocalization. Realizing how dangerously close the bear is, she keeps her pace steady and calm, but doesn't linger. It's the first time in all her hiking years that she pulls out her bear spray and actually removes the safety tab. She keeps moving, heart pounding, trying not to panic as she leaves the area behind. Madison's reaction is calm, but clearly shaken. She doesn't try to overdramatize the moment, but anyone watching can feel the adrenaline in her voice. She admits she's aware there are bears in the area. She's seen signs all along the trail, but nothing compares to actually being that close to one. As the day goes on, she keeps walking through brushy terrain, but the tension never completely fades. Later in the day, as smoke from nearby wildfires drifts into the area, she reflects on the vulnerability that comes with being deep in the backcountry. The bear encounter, brief as it was, shows us that even for seasoned hikers like Madison, nature doesn't follow a script. And in grizzly country, every sound, every rustle, crack, or growl has to be taken seriously. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. Before we go any further, I just want to ask you for a small favor. If you're enjoying the video so far, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. We recently hit 100,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. Our 100K special surprise was revealed, and we had many positive responses from you. Our next goal is to hit 200K before the year ends. It feels impossible, but hey, it's free to dream, right? Also, there's a hidden word somewhere in this video for you. Let's see if you can find it. Now, back to the video. Posted to YouTube on April 6, 2021, This next encounter comes from the YouTube channel MCR Urbex, run by explorer and filmmaker Graham Furlong. The channel focuses on urban exploration, abandoned buildings, forgotten places, and the history left behind in derelict structures. But in this particular video, Graham didn't just uncover decay or forgotten memories. He found himself caught in a very real and very dangerous situation. The location in question is a large abandoned school. Graham moved slowly through the building, flashlights cutting through the darkness, checking each room for signs of anything unusual, whether paranormal or structural. But just a few minutes into the video, things began to feel off. It started with the sound of voices, faint at first, echoes from outside, then a sudden bang, footsteps, shouts. It quickly became clear that they weren't alone.
It's gone through the door, that little hole in the door. Oh, no. I'm just going my own way for an explore.
Through the gap in a partially closed door, Graham spotted movement. A group of men was outside the building, pacing, talking aggressively, and before long trying to force their way inside. At first, Graham wondered if these might be police officers or security guards, having discovered trespassers. But that hope was short-lived. The language being shouted was anything but professional. Slurs, swearing, and direct threats filled the air. They quickly realized they weren't dealing with law enforcement. Whoever was out there, likely locals, weren't there to simply scare them off. They seemed angry, possibly drunk, and very likely dangerous. Tension builds as the explorers retreat deeper into the school, whispering plans to each other, trying to find a way to avoid confrontation. And while they have cameras, they have no way to defend themselves if the people outside manage to break in. Then, it gets worse. One of the men outside picks up a large object and throws it through a window.
What are you doing? Oi!
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing. We thought that was you.
Mate!
Ah.
What did you do that for?
What? Why are you flipping away there?
That rock just come and hit me on the
You
head.
chat so much.
I swear down.
We didn't throw anything.
I swear down.
We didn't throw anything.
That rock,
That's a dream or something. Yeah. Oh, we were near.
that rock was hit me on the head.
Again. No, I swear down.
Look! I told you, it nearly hit me on the head. I'm not lying.
just want to hate Queens from it again.
Glass shatters. The explorers duck for cover, visibly shaken. The camera captures all of this in real time. In an instant, what began as a YouTube exploration video turned into a genuine survival scenario. Graham, realizing that this is no longer just an exploration gone sideways, contacts the police. His team huddles together, waiting in silence. At one point, a loud slam sounds directly beside them. The group believes the intruders are trying to find another way in. It's hard to know what exactly the people outside wanted, whether they were trying to rob the group, intimidate them, or just cause trouble for fun isn't clear. But one thing was obvious. Staying inside any longer would only increase the chances of something going horribly wrong. Finally, after several tense minutes, the noise begins to die down. The intruders seem to leave, though the group isn't entirely sure. Quietly, cautiously, they decide to make their exit. Creeping through the same path they entered, they make a break for it, finally getting back to safety. The video ends not with resolution, but with reflection. Graham sits in front of the camera, explaining how shaken they were. Even now, the comment section of the video remains filled with viewers saying the same message, that this easily could have turned out much worse. Some criticize the explorers for even going inside, while others commend them for keeping calm under pressure. But everyone agrees, this was one of the most intense, real encounters caught on an urban exploration channel. This next encounter comes from the YouTube channel Trevor Costello, a creator known for his explorations of forgotten places across the western United States. His videos often feature derelict theme parks, decaying buildings, and abandoned infrastructure, with a relaxed and curious tone that appeals to viewers who enjoy urban exploration. But in this particular upload, filmed at an old abandoned water park near San Diego, the adventure took an unexpected turn, one that had nothing to do with haunted buildings or ghost stories, and everything to do with timing, instinct, and a real moment of rescue. Trevor and his friend Dave arrive at the water park, which sits quietly off the road on native reservation land.
Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. This time we're at an abandoned water park, kind of like pretty close to where we live actually, and I'm with Dave this time. And so it's a little preface before we actually start going over there is this is on a native reservation, and so we're not really too sure what's gonna happen if we get caught here. There is an op up there. I'll show you in a sec as we start walking up. So if anything happens, you guys know that there's an op there, which we could get in trouble. So we don't know how long this video will last. Hopefully we can actually explore it without anyone getting pissed or anything.
30 seconds later, get the f out of here.
But yeah, there's the op car right there. Check out how cool this place looks. So the slides start up there. Usually the water parks here, when like the last one that we went to didn't have any slides at all. So I don't think I've ever seen like an abandoned water park with slides still. So this is pretty sick. Bro, this place is actually pretty sick. This is just like the kiddie pool too. But we've been getting a ton of rain lately, so like all these are actually kind of filled up.
They acknowledge from the start that this isn't a legal visit. The park is off limits, though there are no gates or active guards in sight. Still, there's a visible security station nearby, and they know they're pushing their luck by entering. The area is eerily preserved. Water slides tower over the grounds. Pools sit filled with murky rainwater, and a once colorful play area now looks faded and forgotten. In the early light of day, the scene feels more surreal than threatening, like a frozen snapshot of joy now overtaken by time. As Trevor and Dave make their way through the ruins, they begin to notice signs of recent animal activity, paw prints in the mud, and disturbed trash near the edges of the buildings. Not long after, they spot two dogs roaming the site.
Uh-oh, bro. That dog does not look friendly. That other one, that is not the husky. Bro, don't let it come over here. Bro, it's gonna attack us. Uh-oh. Bro, you invited them over.
Hey, puppy. Hey. Hey, puppy.
Hi, doggy. You okay? Oh my god, bro, this is sketchy. I don't want this one to get mad at me.
Dude, that one's f***ing ripped.
No, this one's f***ing scary, bro.
This one's got muscles on it.
Dude, what's in the water over there? Dude, what is that? What is that, bro?
One dark and one light-colored. At first they assume the dogs are just strays or perhaps pets from a nearby home, but something about their behavior sets off alarm bells. One of the dogs, the white one, is barking loudly and pacing frantically near a small pool in the children's area. It's clearly distressed, circling the water over and over as if trying to alert someone. That's when Trevor spots it. A third dog, trapped in the pool. The animal is struggling to stay afloat, its head barely above the waterline, completely soaked and clearly exhausted. The pool, now filled with filthy rainwater and debris, has steep, slippery walls, making it impossible for the dog to escape on its own. Without hesitation, he and Dave jump into action.
Oh, there's a dog in there. Oh, bro, we gotta save the dog.
I'll record it.
Trevor, you want me to get him?
No way.
Oh, just baby. They're like, are you okay?
Holy shit, bro. No way.
You can't believe we just caught that on camera.
There was a fucking dog drowning that we just saved.
Dude, what if we weren't here?
I know.
I like this one.
This one's all happy. He's like, you saved my friend. Look, he's okay. I'm so happy, actually. Holy shit.
Bro, you just...
I'm like shaking a little bit. I'm shook. Holy shit, bro.
We didn't hear anything, and like he must have just fallen in.
Maybe we just weren't close enough yet.
Yeah.
Cause like the dogs kept like running around over here like something was wrong almost.
Yeah.
That water's so beat too. I just put my hand in there.
That water looks toxic, dude.
They climb down the edge of the pool and pull the dog out by its shoulders, carefully avoiding injury to either themselves or the animal. It's a powerful moment, not the kind of content Trevor usually captures, and it clearly affects him. He steps back, trying to process what just happened while his voice remains shaky. He tells the camera that if they hadn't been there at that exact moment, the dog might not have made it. After checking on the dog and making sure it's okay, the group decides to stick around for a bit longer. They explore the park more cautiously now, still filming but clearly shaken.
Bro, these slides are in such good condition. I can't believe it. And this is the one that Dave wants to slide down. It's a miss just to get up here. Like, it's kind of tiring and steep. And the baton apparently weighs a ton because it's waterlogged, so I don't know how he's gonna get up here with it. Shit. I still can't believe that dog was drowning and we got here just in time. That's where the people live, which kind of makes this sketch. And hopefully these can still support people's weight. Oh shit. Alright guys, check this out. We're on the slides right now. I'm gonna take it slow, because I don't know how much weight these can still support. But this place is so f***ing sick. I'm trying to keep it a little quiet because I don't want our voices echoing through this valley. It's kind of burnt if people see us on here right now, especially. I've actually wanted to go to an abandoned water park for so long. I'm like, look at how sick this looks. Like, I can't get over this. And you would have actually mobbed down this slide, like, if back in the day when, you know, this was lubricated and all that. That turn right there would have been so fun. Also, real quickly, if I seem like I'm kind of like not in, like I'm not like I normally am in the videos, because I actually haven't filmed in so long. Like, I just started filming like for 3 times this week, but for this week I haven't filmed in like 3 months or 4. All right, so I don't know when it cut out. Hopefully it was like just within like the last 10 seconds, but we were walking down this like right there and I was taking some pictures, and this place is so fucking sick.
Trevor reflects on how strange it is that they even chose to visit the park that day. It wasn't part of their original plan. They just happened to be in the area and decided to check it out on a whim. The coincidence of it all, the timing, the location, the decision to enter despite the risk, suddenly seems anything but random. Later in the video, they're confronted by local security, who approach them with flashing lights, but instead of issuing citations or calling the police, the officers are calm and understanding.
Alright guys, so we couldn't get the GoPro shot because those cops pulled up. They're actually super nice about it though. They just said we had to leave because they don't want anyone to get hurt, and we're actually doing something that could have got us hurt, so.
That's understandable.
They simply asked the group to leave and advised them not to return. It's clear the security team is more concerned with safety than enforcement. Trevor and Dave thank them and begin to pack up, still talking about the dog they helped rescue. While this encounter doesn't involve spirits or the supernatural, it's no less chilling. Watching that animal fight for survival in a forgotten place, and seeing how close it came to being lost forever, reminds us just how quickly things can go wrong, and how important it is to be present, aware, and willing to act when the moment calls. Like always, let me know your thoughts on this encounter as well. On August 29, 2025, the YouTube channel Torbex shared an exploration that quickly stood out from the rest of their early content. At the time, the creator had only been exploring abandoned places for about 4 months. Still relatively new to urban exploration, he and a friend decided to check out an abandoned hotel office. They likely expected to find nothing more than rotting furniture, peeling wallpaper, and maybe some remnants of a bygone era. But what they encountered inside turned their adventure into something far more unsettling. From the moment they stepped inside, something felt off, and even though it was daylight, the interior was shadowy and quiet in a way that didn't feel natural. It wasn't long before they heard loud banging coming from the upper floor. It was sharp and sudden, like someone was slamming a door or stomping around. Most explorers might have backed out at that point, but Torbex and his friend pressed on, trying to figure out the source of the noise. That's when they encountered the first man.
Hallå? Ska vi ta bilder? Ja. Vad gör du då? Va? Ja, du jobbar? Får man inte vara här? Får man vara här?
Ja, det kommer inte vara. Det är bara...
Bara där?
Ja, bara där.
Okej. So weird. Hey, the lights is on. What the heck? That's crazy. Oh, free Wi-Fi. Like the lights is on. Okay.
Out of nowhere, a figure appeared. He was calm, too calm. The man claimed he worked at the property, but his presence didn't make sense. The hotel office was clearly abandoned. The building was in disrepair, and there were no signs that anyone had been legitimately using it for years. Despite this, he acted as if everything was fine, even encouraging them to keep exploring deeper inside. It wasn't just odd, it was unsettling. At one point, they noticed him again, but this time, he wasn't talking. He was hiding, quietly watching them from a distance. Whether it was behind a wall, around a corner, or down a hallway, it became clear that this man was tracking their movements. They began to feel increasingly uneasy, and the casual exploration quickly turned into a tense situation. Still trying to figure out what was going on, they moved further through the building. That's when the encounter escalated.
Hey, someone's there.
Hallå?
Hallå? Vi tar bara lite bilder, är det lugnt? Va? Det är vi.
A second man appeared. This one was very different from the first. He was aggressive, sharp, and demanding. His voice was louder and more threatening, and he immediately confronted them with a harsh tone. There was no pretending this man worked there. His posture, his energy, everything about him radiated hostility. Realizing the situation was spiraling, the pair decided to get out immediately. They didn't ask questions or try to explain themselves. They ran for the exit. The footage captures the raw fear and urgency of the moment as they scrambled to escape. To this day, no one knows exactly who those men were or what their intentions might have been. Were they squatters defending a hideout? Was the first man trying to lure them deeper into the building? Was the second simply angry they were there? Or was it something even darker? One theory suggests the two men were working together, with one acting as bait and the other as the enforcer. But it's all speculation. What is clear is that the situation had all the red flags of something potentially dangerous, and the explorers were lucky to have gotten out when they did. Despite the fear, The footage was posted in full and has since gained a lot of attention. Would you have gone deeper after meeting that first man, or turned back the moment he appeared? Paranormal discovery has become a staple for outdoor thrill seekers and cryptid fans. Known for venturing deep into rugged wilderness with little more than a cart of supplies, a camera, and his dog Kia, the host often finds himself in areas that some locals outright avoid. In this episode, he returns to a location that had previously delivered some of his most unsettling moments, hoping this time to get even closer to the truth.
This time around, I am back at Akram Valley, kind of continuing off where we left off in the previous video. If you guys didn't see that, go and check out our previous video, but we are back for many reasons, but it's more so of the fact that whenever I come here, something, like we're this close to figuring something out here and to actually like capture something on tape. So now on this run, we're not going to do anything but camp out in a new spot. And I think what I'm going to do is go up there. Yeah, I do have my baby girl key. Instead of going that way and then cutting across to the habitation zone, we're going to go straight up there and then dig into that way. So usually I come up from that way and then we go like that way. But so basically last video, we went to the same spot we went down there, but we did it from the other way. So in this run, what we're going to do is go into the trail pushed that way and yeah, set up camp. That's the area where we had like a rock or some sort of big, I think it was a stone of some sort. It was thrown at us, Chelsea and I, in that path. And then we heard like clicking and random dogs barking. It was weird. I think we had our very first dogman encounter there. Now, basically, it's the first time we've ever done. We've only done it once, maybe twice, but I think only once. So basically, it's fresh to us again. So we don't know what's down there. Now, if you guys do not know cryptids, they move. They're like animals. They move. We don't know if they're even in this area right now. Our Sasquatch zone is literally down there. Like it's pushed right into that set of forest. If I'm being real, I don't know if they're in the zone. I don't know if they're going to be active within the zone. We're going to have to find out.
As the video begins, the host greets his audience, explaining that this expedition is a continuation of a previous attempt to uncover activity in what he refers to as the Dogman Zone. But whether it's a Dogman, Sasquatch, or something else entirely, the point is simple. Something large and unknown inhabits these forests. This time, he plans to approach the zone from a different angle, trekking up a new path rather than looping around like he had before. He brings along Kia, his loyal and ever-watchful companion. Her presence adds both comfort and warning, as animals often sense danger before humans do. Right from the start, small details begin to build tension. Snap sounds in the forest, unusual animal smells, and sudden changes in ambient noise. At one point, the host even comments on a heavy animal-like odor lingering in the air. As the day shifts to evening, he begins to set up camp near an old wooden bridge, an area he vaguely remembers as unnerving from previous visits. He's determined to make the most of the opportunity this time, lighting a fire and preparing to cook steak while documenting everything. But even as he sets up his gear and tends the fire, it's clear he's on edge. The sounds in the forest don't feel right. There's movement. There are dogs barking, seemingly in response to something unseen. He reassures himself, but Kia remains tense. Her body language suggests she's noticed something the camera hasn't caught. Then comes a shift in atmosphere, one he can't quite explain. He describes it as if the mood of the forest suddenly changed. It's dusk now, and although the fire crackles and provides a buffer of light, it also casts long shadows across the camp. The unsettling feeling intensifies. He continues to cook dinner, casually chatting about a new idea for his vlog channel, where he might combine food and outdoor adventures in haunted locations. But the mood quickly turns again.
I swear I just saw like a thing just kind of move into the darkness. I don't know if that was a deer, but it's like right in there. Someone in there? Okay, now it smells like animal, like sweaty animal, like kind of like Key. Hello? Kind of like Key when she goes swimming, and like kind of like a wet dog actually, but it's not her. She's not wet.
Branches snap in the darkness. Kia growls softly, clearly on alert. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, there's another loud crack. Something is moving nearby and fast. He freezes. For a few seconds, all you hear is the wind and the fire. He doesn't run. Instead, he quietly scans the woods, trying to listen for signs of movement, eyes darting from side to side. It's clear this is no longer a casual campout. The playful tone from earlier has been replaced by genuine concern. Kia begins pulling at her leash, clearly wanting to leave. That's when the host admits something crucial. He believes they are no longer alone. Whether it's a Sasquatch, Dogman, or something even stranger, he's convinced something is watching from the tree line. The air feels heavier, thicker. He decides not to risk staying the night.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come back here with Chels or something. All right, Key, back. Come on, babe.
In the end, he cuts the trip short, packing up while there's still enough daylight to navigate the rough terrain. As he heads back down the trail, he promises viewers he'll return again, only next time, even better prepared. What did you think of this encounter? Like always, let me know. On March 24th, 2019, the YouTube channel The Explorer Returns uploaded a deeply unsettling exploration of a place that many would never dare enter, an abandoned care facility known as the Merrick Park Nursing Home. Accompanied by his fellow explorer Daniel, the creator set out to investigate what was left behind after the facility's tragic closure. According to the video's introduction, Merrick Park Nursing Home was shut down abruptly in the middle of winter back in 2014. The reason? Reports of neglect, mistreatment, and even physical abuse of the elderly residents. Claims included patients being given expired medication, bathed in cold water, and treated with inhumane disregard. The mistreatment led to multiple deaths, and the building has remained vacant ever since, slowly rotting into the forest floor it was built upon. But many believe that those who suffered within its walls never truly left. As the video begins, the pair enters the crumbling facility. Right away, you get the sense that this is no ordinary abandoned building. The halls are filled with remnants of the past. Wheelchairs rusting in corners, peeling wallpaper, collapsed ceilings, and empty beds. Despite the building being empty, the camera picks up a strange laugh, distinctly female, echoing through one of the wings.
So right there, it appears to be a woman's laugh. Considering there's only me and Daniel exploring the building, it's very weird. But we didn't hear this at the time. I only saw it when I got back and rewatched the footage. Wow. So let's continue.
The odd thing, neither of them noticed it during the exploration, only upon reviewing the footage later. This wasn't the only unexplained sound they would hear. As they ventured deeper, more sounds began to emerge. Subtle thumps, footsteps, and doors shifting as if moved by unseen hands. The sense of dread increases as they descend into the lower levels. One room in particular is mentioned to smell overpoweringly of decay. The stench is so strong that one of the explorers puts on a mask, though it seems to do little to help. The air is thick, humid, and heavy with the weight of what took place there. As they attempt to leave one of the lower hallways, the smell becomes unbearable. One of them pauses, visibly unnerved, as if something unseen is breathing down their necks.
Alright, so we've been that way, so now it's time to go this way. What's that here? Way out exit. Alright, okay. Got it? Good? Yeah.
Really smells in there, one mutters, but they press forward regardless. It's the kind of moment that highlights both their dedication and the danger of investigating these spaces. The video doesn't contain jump scares or theatrics. Instead, it relies heavily on the organic creepiness of the setting. It's the decaying furniture, the silence broken only by unexplained noises and the deep-seated sorrow that seems embedded in the very walls of the place. You get the impression that every room is watching them, waiting. By the end, both explorers express that they feel extremely unsettled and decide not to linger longer than necessary. They mention that many people have reported hearing voices or seeing shadowy figures in the building after experiencing what they did, from inexplicable laughter and whispers to doors slamming without cause. They don't seem to doubt those stories anymore. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, this exploration leaves a mark. The thought that vulnerable people may have lived and died in such terrible conditions is disturbing enough. Add in the strange sounds and events that follow, and it's easy to see why some consider Merrick Park to be one of the most haunted care homes in the UK. Would you dare step inside? Let us know in the comments. With this last encounter comes the end of another episode. If you haven't already, let me remind you again to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment about what you liked and didn't like about this video. We almost upload daily videos, so you better have subscribed, cause trust me, you don't want to miss out. If you want to watch more disturbing videos, in about 3 seconds, they will be on your screen. I'll see you there, and with that, I'm out.